Knives Out completely revitalized the murder mystery genre, and fans have been highly anticipating the sequel, Glass Onion, which just had its trailer released. The Netflix exclusive movie looks just as exciting as the original movie, if not more so, as the ensemble cast is a dream for any director, and the Greek setting is a dream for any director of photography. Redditors have a lot of thoughts about the trailer, commenting on both what was revealed and what wasn't revealed. Between keeping one key actor hidden, bearing similarities to other recent movies, and Dave Bautista firing guns into the air, there's a lot to dissect. And some even have a few negative thoughts on it. It's similar to Game Night. Slasher 844 points out the similarities between Knives Out and another 2010s murder mystery movie, Game Night. The Redditor notes, seems like it might be like Game Night. They come to play a murder mystery game but one of them ends up dead. While fans are still waiting to find out how the murder occurs, the trailer sees the new group of murder suspects forming their own groups and solving puzzles and games, just like the 2014 crime caper. While Knives Out influenced the murder mystery genre, Glass Onion refreshingly has no problem having some modern influences of its own and proudly wearing them on its sleeve. Who the killer is, even though all fans have is a teaser trailer that's less than 2 minutes, and they barely know anything about the plot, they're already debating who the killer might be. I Am Platycus gives other Redditors a sage piece of advice, explaining, remember, it's always the person you most medium suspect. The Reddit user is referring to the Office episode Murder, in which Dwight says exactly that when playing a murder mystery board game. As the person Dwight most medium suspects is Phyllis, who ends up being the killer in the game, there's actually some value to the advice. But regardless of whether or not the Redditor is half joking, if the actor that's most medium suspected of being the Glass Onion killer is true, it's Leslie Odom Jr. Benoit's accent Sanchez _ calls to attention Daniel Craig's ridiculous and hilarious southern drawl for Benoit Blanc, commenting, my brain isn't ready for the twist but my ears are ready for that accent. Craig struggled to bring back the accent for Glass Onion, as it had been 3 years since playing the character, but it sounds just as great as ever in the trailer. Not everyone loved the choice of Benoit's voice, but the character's accent for the sequel could have been even more divisive. Interestingly, according to Nerdist, Johnson considered inexplicably giving Benoit a completely different accent for each movie. That would have been a hugely polarizing choice, but it's impossible to imagine without it actually happening. It looks eerily similar to The Last of Sheila. While the movie is clearly taking influence from some of its modern peers, it's still influenced by some of the older and more reputable whodunit films, too. Sandman Alcatraz points to the fact that the movie is also extremely reminiscent of the 1973 movie The Last of Sheila. The Redditor posits, this looks heavily inspired by the movie The Last of Sheila, which if you haven't watched, you absolutely should. While Glass Onion is similar to other mystery movies, the 70s film takes place on a one-week Mediterranean cruise, so the sun-soaked aesthetic of the two movies is uncanny. According to a Netflix press release, Johnson even admitted he was influenced by the 1973 film, noting, there are absolutely some very clear inspirations that I took from it. Bautista will be the movie's MVP. Unlike the previous movie, which is all about a tight-knit family and its dirty laundry, Glass Onion is mostly about a group of strangers. One of those strangers is Duke Cody, Dave Bautista, a YouTuber who walks around in tight swimming trunks and cavalierly shoots pistols by the pool. MI Guy thinks Duke will be the MVP, noting, "Calling it now, Bautista is going to be the highlight of the film." Bautista definitely had more screen time in the teaser trailer than any other actor, even more than Benoit, and along with the pool scene, the trailer showed an exciting-looking action sequence of Duke on a motorbike playing chicken with a sports car. The character feels a little like the sequel's version of Ransom. Jessica Henwick's character looks hilarious in the past year alone. Jessica Henwick has starred in the legacy sequel to one of the most beloved sci-fi movies ever, The Matrix Resurrections, the most expensive Netflix movie ever made, The Gray Man, and she'll be capping off that impressive 12 months with Glass Onion, one of the most anticipated Netflix movies. Not So Radical is especially excited to see the actor in the highly anticipated sequel, commenting, "I am already digging Jessica Henwick being the whacked-out drunk of the crew. At least that's what I got from that shot of her." Hilariously, along with Bautista's performance as an entitled YouTuber, it seems like every character in the upcoming movie is that token loose cannon character. Benoit's ridiculous metaphor Du 22 thinks that the trailer was holding back on showing Blanc use the movie's title as a metaphor, positing, "He's going to describe the crime as being in layers, like an onion, that's fragile like glass, a glass onion if you will." The Redditor is right on the money, as Johnson explained that's exactly why he titled the movie Glass Onion, noting, "I'm always fishing for something fun that Blanc can grab onto as an overwrought metaphor that he can beat to death." However, fans will have to wait to find out whether or not Benoit actually goes into detail with a ridiculous onion-related metaphor until its theatrical release in November. And if that's the case, then Knives Out should be renamed A Donut Within a Donut. Where is Ethan Hawke? Funnily enough, fans don't even know who the victim is, but that doesn't keep them from theorizing, and they believe that the likeliest murder victim is Ethan Hawke's character. That would explain why he was strangely absent from the trailer. With it being Hawke, he must have a major role in the film, and Revolution_Rub 668 was the first to question his absence. The Redditor explains, "Immediately after watching the trailer I googled the movie. Everybody does this right now. Ethan Hawke is credited as a question mark. No character name, just simply, I freaking love it so much." Just as there were hidden details in Knives Out, Hawke's absence could be a hint at who his character is. Then again, it could also be a complete red herring. Lakeith Stanfield was done dirty. It has been made clear for a long time now that the cast of the original movie won't be in the sequel, as their story had been fully told. However, there's one non-Thrombey that could have been in the sequel, according to Reservoir Pups, who argues, "I can't quite remember his role, but why no Lakeith? I thought he was the sidekick." Lakeith Stanfield played Detective Lieutenant Elliot in Knives Out, who led the murder investigation. However, he isn't affiliated with Benoit in any way, as Benoit is a private detective who was hired by Ransom. But the character could also be absent because some fans have speculated that Glass Onion might be a prequel. Rian Johnson has gone too far, though most of the Reddit reactions to the trailer are positive and have encouraged interesting and entertaining conversations. Some users aren't as thrilled. Despite being a fan of the first movie, Berman SC is worried about the direction the sequel is heading in, noting, "I'm a bit concerned by the trailer that they went over the top. Knives Out was funny and dramatic but mostly believable. Hoping I'm wrong. It's easy to understand why some immediate reactions might be less enthusiastic than others, as the cozy and warm aesthetic of Knives Out, which was a major selling point, is absent." However, while Glass Onion might have a lavish overseas setting, it still has that same comedy thriller tone.
With a gentle touch, you tell me what all love I have to share.